Greetings, this is a Crunch Fat, and welcome. This shall be part 2 of What If Female Deku Was the Daughter of All for One. Now, I did look back on the comments a while ago. I don't remember how long it's been since I posted a part of this. But, I did see somebody had corrected me on my math, so I do thank you for that. I'm not the best at math, as you could tell from that part. But we shall continue where we last left off, with Izumi headed to her room. I also saw one of you suggest that the enhancement quirk that I said she was given should be a copy of all of the stockpiling quirk that is in One for All. So that's a good idea, so I will use that. So we'll continue where we last left off. I don't remember how long I said it was until UA started, so I'll say it's about 5 months. If I get this wrong, do correct me in the comments, because I don't remember much from this series. Anyway, continuing. So, it's 5 months before UA, and Izumi is training with Shigaraki, and basically trying to help Shigaraki build up basically muscle mass, because if you guys have seen the anime, Shigaraki is incredibly skinny. Now then, continuing from that, they would be training when All for One's doctor would walk into the room, as he would say, "Mr. Izumi and Mr. Shigaraki, the Nomu project is ready." As Izumi will say, may we see it. As Ujiko would bring the Nomu in, as both Izumi and Shigaraki would see it. As Shigaraki would then ask, "So, what quirks does it have?" As I haven't seen My Hero Academia in a while, but if I remember correctly, the Nomu had a strength enhancement quirk, regeneration quirk, a shock absorption quirk, and a fit bead quirk, I believe. If I'm wrong, do correct me, because I haven't seen the anime in a bit. So, Izumi would look at this and hear the quirks it has, as Shigaraki would say, "Perfect, this will be enough to kill All Might and bring an end to the symbol of peace." As Izumi would say, "No, it won't." As Shigaraki would say, "Why, this is the perfect weapon we can use." As Izumi would say, "It has shock absorption, not nullification. Therefore, it could be overwhelmed by All Might just throwing a bunch of punches at it. So it's not the perfect weapon to deal with All Might until we get a nullification quirk. This Nomu would be better to deal with lower ranking heroes, not the number 1." As Shigaraki would say, "I don't care what you say, we're still going to use it." As Izumi would basically shift into this form, as she'd start glaring at Shigaraki, as she'd say, "Are you questioning me, Shigaraki? Because in case you don't remember, I'm the de facto leader here. And if you're questioning what I'm saying, then you're also questioning Father. Now do shut up." And you, as she'd look towards Ujiko, as she would say, "Don't bring that thing back here until we have one that is perfect." as Ujiko is basically terrified at this point, as he'd say, yes, Miss Izumi, as he would then run off with the Nomu. And then she would shift back to this state, as she'd say, now then, Shigaraki, UA is only a few months away, so I'm to train my ass off in order to get in. Now, let's put this stockpiling quirk to good use. As the 5 months would pass by, as Izumi will have made several deals by then. So the comment, as I said before, I was with the age thing. She was not 1,200. Some commenter pointed out with their epic math skills on how she would be around 8,000 she would live for 8,000 to 12,000 years. So I'm going for the latter option, and we'll say that she can now live for 13,000 years. Oh, sorry about that. As Izumi would then head for UA to take the entrance exam and infiltrate as the UA traitor. Now, if you guys want to suggest any ships for this series, you can. You don't have to if you don't want to, but you can. Anyway, continuing. So, Izumi would head to UA and should be taking the normal entrance, because if she took the recommendations, that seemed a bit suspicious for somebody that they have no record, that they don't have any record of a living family member with them. Actually, no, just realized that's incredibly stupid, so I'll say she put down 2 fake parent names in the normal entrance exam, and she would go under a fake name. So if you guys have a fake name you want to suggest, leave in the comments. Anyway, as she would enter the exam building, she would be listening to President Mike giving his speech about the robots, as she's basically quite bored right at that point, as she starts to fall asleep. Hold on. Sorry about that, I was just about to yawn there and I didn't want it to get caught in the audio. Anyway, so Izumi's basically falling asleep at this point, as Ida would pop up saying, "Sir, you appear to be talking about 3 robots when there appear to be 4 on this piece of paper, and if this is an oversight by UA, I'm incredibly disappointed. And you," as he would point towards Izumi, he would say, "If you're not willing to take this seriously, then you might as well leave." As Izumi would say. Izumi would basically glare at him, as she looks like this right now, since nobody knows what her deal form looks like. So she's in this the entire time she's at UA. She'd say, "Look, I can tell you're from a very prestigious school, but can you seriously get that metal rod that they shoved up your ass to make you so stuck up? And sit back down." As Ida is basically terrified at this point, as he would then sit down and listen to and allow President Mike to continue speaking. Sorry. As he would continue on stating that about how UA's robot, about the 4th robot, the Zero Pointer, and that is more of an obstacle rather than something they need to destroy. As they would get into the written portion of the entrance exam, which Izumi finishes in about 5 minutes. As she would hand it in, as they would find that all the questions were correct and had even corrected the grammar mistakes that Principal Nezu intentionally left in. As everybody that is a member of staff at UA would see this, and they are very impressed by this. As we then get to the physical portion of the entrance exam, and I can't think of like what she'd wear for the physical entrance exam. So picture something. I don't really want to know what it is. Is just picture something. But please let it be appropriate, because I'm not wanting my comment section flooded with this. I'm not dealing with YouTube's demonetization team. I'm not willing to. As Izumi would be preparing for the entrance exam, as when President Mike is counting down, and before he gets to 1, Izumi basically dashes in there, as all the students are saying, hey, she didn't wait till the countdown was finished, she should be expelled from the entrance exam. As President Mike would then announce that there are no countdowns in a real villain attack. Follow her lead and go. As all of them would basically follow her lead. As Izumi has taken out, I'll say she took out 5 3-pointers, 5 3-pointers, 4 2-pointers, and 3 1-pointers, giving a total of, give me a sec, so she'd have a total of 26 villain points by the time about 5-minute mark of the entrance exam is done. As she would then continue to destroy the robots until she gets around, I'll say she gets around 100 villain points, as she would then have enough to pass, as she would then wait for the entrance exam to be over. Sorry about that, yawning again. As Principal Nezu would then press the button for the 0-pointer to show up, as everybody who would then begin to run, as Izumi would think that it would be a waste of time to try and stop the thing, until she hears a cry out for help. As she'd look back and see a brown-haired girl trapped underneath the rubble. As she would then realize that if she saves this girl, then it will help play into her facade of wanting to be a hero. So she basically runs over and picks up the rubble and then takes the girl out from it, as the exam would be over, with Izumi then taking Uraraka to Recovery Girl, as she would then leave the area and wait for the 2 weeks for her results to come back. As while she's waiting, Shigaraki comes in with a letter from UA, as a projection of All Might would show up, as Izumi is immediately enraged by it, by just looking at All Might's face with his smug smile. As All Might would then say that she had passed the entrance exam with flight, and as All Might would say that, Izumi would then destroy the projector, as she then head to where All For One was, as Izumi would say, "Father, I've made it into UA. Now we can finally continue with our facade and destroy UA and his hero society from the inside out, from the inside." And that is where I'm going to end this off. I do hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you all next time. Ta-ta!